What's going on, you guys? Welcome to my channel. This is my first video, actually. I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchains, my basic overall view of the market. If you like the content, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I've never said that before, but it sounds cool. Smash the likes. And I wanted to kind of talk about the cryptocurrency market as a whole and kind of what it is and why I believe it's going to just continue to grow and continue to grow, and cryptocurrencies and the blockchain are going to change the future, change the world, and the people who are a part of it are going to see tremendous gains, and the people who are sitting on the sidelines, I believe, are going to miss out really big. Like a lot of us have missed out and people have been missing out, but it's definitely still early. It's super early. I wanted to show you guys an overview of the cryptocurrency market cap. So right now we have a total market cap of $2.27 trillion. So that means the value of all of the cryptocurrencies combined. All right. Now, if you compare that to the stock market, the global stock market here, CNBC, this was back in November. So this was a little over a month ago, but it said it hit 95 trillion. So I think at that same time, cryptocurrencies was hitting about 3 trillion. The peak was here, it hit 3 trillion. When was that? Back in November. But if you look at this graph, it's just up, right? We have big swings, we have big volatility. And that was because most of the traders, almost all the traders were retail traders. So that means just like normal people, not big investors, not hedge funds, not institutional investment. This year, 2021, is basically the first year that real institutional investment has started investing in cryptocurrency. So basically, the blockchain and what is now being called Web 3.0, if you haven't heard the term, that's kind of what's happening right now. And to explain that better, Web 1 is like the very first layer, the very beginning of the internet, basically, where we could go onto the internet and we could see and experience and use some things that were on the internet. And then there was Web 2, which is when people started building things and putting them on the internet, like digital companies and softwares and websites, and that happened. And something that I recently realized about cryptocurrencies and the blockchain, and just kind of another way that I view it, is that this is the first time ever that we are given the opportunity to invest in and own a part of basically this new internet, to own a piece of Web3. So with a lot of these tokens, these cryptocurrencies, they operate what are called blockchains, or they're rewards for people using their energy to help operate the blockchain. But we're basically getting to own a piece of what's going to be the future of the internet. This is kind of the way I'm seeing it and the way I'm kind of breaking it down long term, because I'm a long-term investor. Everything I'm buying, I'm thinking minimum 5 years, more like 10 years, 15 years. It's hard to say because I think we're so early to what this thing can be. I think the cryptocurrency market cap, I think we'll pass the stock market in the next 20 years. If you look at the tech market, it took about 20 years for technology to really be the biggest companies in the world, like Amazon and Apple and Google, which started back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And we're in year, so you see here, basically, and the market didn't really start moving until 2017. The blockchains were started, I think Bitcoin was back in like 2013. So we're like year 7, but since it really started gaining adoption, small adoption, was back here in 2017, was right before I sold, and right when I sold, and then Bitcoin rallied to, I think that was back when Bitcoin rallied to 20,000. So I missed that, but I did buy on the way back down. And that's the thing. So for people first getting into cryptocurrency, they're very volatile, which means they go up and down a lot really fast. But that can be a good thing if you are patient and if you have good principles and you have a decent understanding of what you're buying. So like, and the faster things usually go up, then the more they're gonna come down in the short term. But if you're buying good projects, good technology that are gonna provide value, then I believe those projects over time are going to continue to grow and probably outperform most investments right now. This is like digital real estate, they'd call it, I guess, or you know, something we can't really compare. You can't really compare it to stocks. You can't compare it to real estate. It hasn't happened before, which is what I'm so excited about, is because we really just have no idea. We have no idea. So I think 2.27 trillion, that's basically the value of Apple. I think Apple is like $2 trillion right now. Let's see. So it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer that this thing's going to continue to go, because Homo sapiens don't go back technologically. You look at the invention of cars, you look at the invention of agriculture, we're not going back to hunters and gatherers, we're not going back to riding horses, we're not going back to before the internet, we're not going back to before the blockchain. It's not happening. Whether it's, I think hopefully it's going to be good overall. We're going to see our downsides, but it's here to stay. It's proved itself, and it's going to just continue to have more adoption, and we're still at such an early stage. Say Apple market cap. Apple market cap. $2.92 trillion. So as of right now, today is December 30th, 2021, Apple is worth more than the entire cryptocurrency market combined. So if you don't see potential for growth there, I think you're missing something a little bit. Yeah, so if you look, there are like plateaus here of where the market went. Or if we look at, you know, Bitcoin's kind of was the first. So if we look at Bitcoin here, you know, I mean, even if you would have bought at the very high of 59,000 back in mid 2000, was it 2020, right? Or no, early 2021, it came crashing down. And this is the thing, when you sell here or you sell here, big mistake. Right? Like, this is what the big whales and the institutional investors, they want you to sell down here so they can buy cheap, and because they know that it's going up. So I like to buy when it's red. I always buy when it's red. You just be patient and you hodl. And if you just look at it, the people who held have just made the most money in crypto. It's been pretty, it's like people, if you hold good stuff, you hold, you know, I mean, I'll go into my Bitcoin rant later, but if you hold good projects, I think projects like Solana and Ethereum, and we'll see, I have my issues with Ethereum as well, but I think it's, I mean, as an investment, it's a no-brainer still, especially right now, we're kind of in like slumps, little down points. I don't know why. I mean, I guess there's people who are taking, selling for tax reasons and stuff like this, but some of these prices that people are selling at, I don't get it, because it's still, there still seems like there's so many bargains. I'm just kind of tapped out. I've been investing too much. So yeah, so basically, you know, owning a piece of these protocols, these blockchains, or owning these tokens, and a lot of them are finite. There's not gonna be any more, and which is going more demand, limited supply. It's pretty simple, I think, the context. But okay, so there's something that are called smart contracts. All right, if you're really new to the blockchain world, smart contracts is a really big deal, and it's going to really affect what people call DeFi, decentralized finance, which means that it gives people the ability to have banking and financing and money that's not owned by any government or country or single institution. It has no governance like that. It's governed by the people who own the currency. And what's so great is with a lot of these cryptocurrencies, you can get interest. You can do what's called staking, and I'll show you guys in another video how to do this. But certain blockchains, cryptocurrencies, you can what's called stake your tokens, and basically you're lending your tokens to the blockchain and they're going to reward you in more tokens in a percentage. Some things are doing 5% a year, some things are doing 10% a year. And there's also high yield stablecoin accounts, which is pretty crazy. A stablecoin just tracks the US dollar, and they're offering as high as like 10%, 9%, which is insane because institutional banks, centralized banks, are offering like what, 0.2% on savings accounts. It's crazy. When inflation, you have inflation, which is the devalue of the dollar. I think it was like 6% in 1 month recently. It's just absolutely insane with the money printing. With all the money printing and the mistrust of people in general, of large centralized companies, corporations, governments, people have decided, you can see through the cryptocurrency market that people have decided, even though governments have tried to stop it and people have tried to stop it, people have decided, no, this is worth something, it's staying here, we want it. And that's why, you know, this thing's gonna keep going. I guess this is not investment advice. I'm not a professional. I'm not I can't give any investment financial advice. This is purely for entertainment. And yeah, tune in for some more content.